Hello out there in ukulele world. It's Jeff from jeffrey-thomas.com, and I'm going to preview through my rewrite of Summertime by James Hill. So I've had a lot of students who've bought his duets for one book, and they're scratching their head as far as the notation goes because there wasn't enough chord diagrams to identify the chords in the song, and everything was in 3 lines of tablature instead of 1. So with all respect to Mr. Hill for a great arrangement, I feel this is an improvement on the reading part of it. Let me go ahead and run through page 1 for you, and then we'll come back in and talk about some details. So, ready, go. Okay, so there's page 1. And let's come back in and talk about some playing details. Apparently everything in his duets for one book should be with the thumb. And that's how I just played it. So all brush strokes with the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that works, but like later on when you get into some of the smaller 2-note chords, like for example the first measure of the 3rd line where it goes okay, I feel there's more control going with the fingers instead of the thumb, because it's very easy to make a mistake and brush through and hit one of the strings open when you're just trying to get those those small 2-note chords there. Also, first measure 4th line, the B7 flat 9. There's just so much more control with block. That's block chords down here in the right hand instead of. And then the next measure, 2nd measure 4th line. Second measure 4th line. Yeah, F flat 9. This isn't F flat 9. This is an F chord with the flat 9 on the top of the chord. So that's a bit tense there as far as the melody goes. It's interesting. It's nice. But once again, the thumb attack, I just feel that being able to come in with block chord, you just have so much more control compared to just the thumb. It's a different sound. I think it's just less articulate with the thumb, but that's fine. I think that's what he says to do for all his arrangements in that book, and that's probably just to not get into a bunch of details of how the right hand would apply to this, which is what I'm working on most of my students with, and is how to get that proper attack in the right hand, you know? It's just super clean and snappy with the right hand block style. Um, and I just feel that the thumb is harder to play, but to without getting into too many details, it makes it easier. But you can hear the difference in the sound. Um, Thumb is very brush. You have to be careful not to hit any other strings. And then when you start bringing the right hand in with block chords, you get more of a sharp attack on the notes, and I think a little bit more clarity. But anyway, so I have the whole thing done. It's 2 pages, and if you're interested in the full arrangement, just send in your email through the website. Once again, this is 100% James Hill's arrangement. All I did was transfer it over to tablature in one line and include the identification of the chords that are there, because if you've looked at his duets for one book, these chords are not identified, and it kind of makes it a struggle for people to go through and see what's actually going on. And I would also say that this is definitely more of a intermediate level playing. It's not necessarily something a beginner is going to jump in and do. So anyway, I hope the walkthrough was good and some of the identification of the techniques that can be used was helpful. And if you are interested in working on this, just go ahead and drop me a line through the website and we can set up something on Skype. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.